be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
The Speaker, Victor Okujumbo, said this in his opening remark during plenary today. He said what Amewule and 24 others whom he described as former members of the House did was unfounded and is without validity. Mr. Okujumbo explained that Governor Siminalayi Fubara has duly presented the said appropriation bill to the House when Edison Ehe was the Speaker, and that same was passed and signed into law.
This House awaits to receive from His Excellency the presentation of the medium-term expenditure framework for the next 3 financial years, pursuant to Section 10 of the River State Fiscal Responsibility Law, number 8 of 2010, in order to prepare for the 2025 fiscal year. The general public is therefore called upon to disregard and ignore those misguided former members and also discountenance their illegal actions. I once again call on the Independent National Electoral Commission to expedite preparations towards the conduct of by-elections to fill the vacant seats created by the River State House of Assembly.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Hello, welcome everyone to the program Stewardship with SNB, live from the studios of Rstv here in Port Harcourt. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. We're going to get talking today as it's on a Friday. Of course, thank God it's Friday. And I'm pretty sure that everybody's relaxed at home or somewhere in your various offices. But I'm inviting you to join me on today's conversation because it's very critical and important to all of us. You know, following the Rivers political logjam, a lot has been happening. You know, the governor, in spite of the distractions, have been going ahead with project commissioning, project flagging off, and project inauguration and all of that. But not much is mentioned about them. What we hear every day is political crisis, political crisis. The news of the good works of the governor seems to be a bit silent, but he's doing well in his own right. But this political crisis has taken over the media space, as you can put it. You know, so we're wondering, who are the perpetrators? Why is it so? Now, it is the legislature that is in serious contention. The question we're asking on this program today is that can there be 2 legislatures in a state? That is to say, that can there be 2 speakers of a state house of assembly, for one state house of assembly in a state? Can a state house of assembly have 2 speakers at a time? We're all aware that just during the week or so, the Amewule and friends wrote to corporate Nigeria. I mean Nigerian government, the federal government, the FAC itself, CBN, and of course public donors and other donor agencies, international donor agencies, to stop dealing with the governor as it relates to financial transactions. Thereafter, we also had Speaker Victor Okojumbo redirected the governor that, Mr. Governor, you are safe spending money from the Rivers Consolidated Account. So this is Abihuli and this is Okojumbo. Can there be two speakers in a state house of assembly? That's the question we're asking. So where is Abihuli and his friends deriving their powers? Do they have the constitutional right to ask the governor not to spend money for the good of the people? Even though Victor Okojumbo, the speaker, has also countered that directive to say that the public should disregard Amewule and his friends for dishing out such obnoxious, such ill-fated directive to Mr. Governor. That's going to be on one hand. On the other hand, we're all aware that the factional chairman of APC in River State, Chief Tony Okocha, also told Nigerians that in his time when he was Chief of Staff of Government House, he aided and abetted election rigging. He aided and abetted election rigging, and that local government elections results were written in his office. In fact, he used his hands to write results. What he did was to just send the results to the commission, the election body, to announce. Is he above the law? When such revelations are made, we expect the police to quickly hunt for Tony Okocha for questioning. That's election malpractice. That's confessing to Nigeria and Nigerians and Rivers people alike that he has been involved in election rigging. That when he was Chief of Staff of Government House, local government elections were written in his office, and he personally supervised and also partook in election rigging in his office. And what they did was to send these results they have written to the election commission, the umpire, the River State Rstv, to announce result. Is anybody above the law? This is a stunning revelation that is shaking the very foundation of the political class and of course this nation. And no mention is made as to whether Tony Okocha should be called for questioning. He didn't say this in his bedroom. He said that in public glare before the camera lens or lenses. And it is reported by several media organizations, including the social media. So the question we're asking is that, is Tony Okocha above the law that he has confessed to partaking in, election rigging? All these are geared towards not participating or not ready to participate in the forthcoming local government elections. He had earlier raised the red flag that he and his party men, the APC, will not partake in the forthcoming local government elections scheduled for October 5th this year. And that he used to write results in his office as Chief of Staff. Maybe we'll just play that sound bite and we can get to know what Tony Okocha is actually up to. Let's take a listen to him.
They formed the RISEC, the SEC, I'm sorry, when I say RISEC, I'm talking about Rivers State. They formed the State Independent Electoral Commission and give them handouts. I was Chief of Staff, I gave handouts. I gave. Elections could be written inside Chief of Staff's office. It was done so in my time. We did so. We'll write the results and hand over to the commission. They will just, their business is going to go and announce. And of course, after announcing the results, if you feel aggrieved, you will present before the tribunal. The tribunal is as set up by the state government. They also have their own handouts. Now the appeal to whatever decision the tribunal takes is at the state high court. They will also have their handout. So what will they do as?
Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship with SNB. That was the factional chairman of APC River State, Chief Tony Okocha, saying it the way it is, the way he said it before the camera lens of various media organizations in this country. He said it there, that they gave handouts, that is to say, definite instructions, and that if you feel aggrieved and the results were handwritten, if you feel aggrieved, the results were handwritten, and elections were rigged, you go to the tribunal. They are also there to tell a guide what the tribunal will say or the judgment the tribunal will give. So he feels unsafe to partake in the forthcoming elections. But our interest here is that when such confessions are made, it calls for questioning. It calls for questioning. And who is the body that is supposed to question? The police. The police should, at this time, invite Mr. Okocha to say, explain further what you meant by you rigged election in your own time. So these are the talking points. I'll get involved while we display the telephone lines on your screen to join us in the conversation. But let me quickly warn that you turn down the volume of your TV set and do not allow a hold back, or you move away from your TV set to call us to have a smooth conversation, because today we're going to involve you. Meanwhile, we're waiting for the Commissioner for Information, WARISENIBO Joe Johnson, to join us in the studio to take a look at all of these issues. But while we're waiting for him, let's converse. What do you think should happen? In the first instance, there are two speakers in the State Assembly. Okojumbo is giving his own directive, and Amiwole is also giving his own. We have the first caller on the program. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Could you turn down the volume of your TV set? You keep saying this. Please. Please turn down the volume of your TV set. Move away from your TV set.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Your name? Your name?
What I was saying, my name is Paul, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Paul.
If you talk about matter is this, there can never be, and there will never be, two half of ourselves in River State. I know what I'm saying now.
Go on.
But already, the Porsche, I already said before, even so-called culture with his own mouth announced it, that the people that are stated to APC, if we were to reach my brother-in-law, African, that is to say, they are not recognized. The people we know River State are, these are people like the people that are sitting there, and that the people we know. Now, coming to what Chief Tony said, I heard it in the meeting this morning. I also watched it. I just played a prison. I discovered that Nigeria, we are full of corruption. In a normal country where there is rules and regulations, instantly there are the question. Arrest me, sitting down, questioning. He said it, that he writes it in his office, and even if go to the court, the people be there, don't know what they are doing. The truth is that culture is a constitutionalist. In fact, it's one of the problems River State is having. Culture is playing a very deep politics in River State, causing problems, causing promotion. In fact, that man is question. You need to be question. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Paul, for sharing your thoughts with us. The question needs to be questioned. That's what my caller said. Yeah, so join us again as we continue with the conversation. But please turn down the volume of your TV. So I can see a call coming in. I want to believe that you are listening to me, that you will not allow a noisy background while we converse. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I am Comrade Sigalo calling from Bukana.
Oh, Ligalo?
Sigalo.
Okay, Sigalo. Thank you for joining us, Sigalo. All right, Sigalo, thank you for joining us.
Okay. You know, there is a saying that you can fool the people, but you can't fool the people all the time. What is happening in River State is what every Rivers man need to wake up and stand for justice. Yes, when we talk about two House of Assembly, what is happening is plain because they thought we are still like the way we are from 1999 to today. I am believing that if we have moved forward, we should know what is politics by now. We should know what is politics by now. They can't continue to deceive us, and we keep obeying them. It will take only a fool that will follow the politics of River State from 1999 to today that will not know what the politicians are doing. To me, I believe what is happening in the House of Assembly is just a waste of time.
So, Sigalo, let me be direct with my question to you. Can there be two speakers in a state House of Assembly?
There can be.
So what is happening? So what is happening now?
What is happening now, what is happening in River State is just a matter of time. People are trying to do what they call those that are ignorant of the law, or those that are ignorant of the right thing to be done. And they have a very short time to do all this to the end of a short time.
So since they Sigalo, so since there can't be two speakers in a state House of Assembly, does the Amiwule group has any right to write to corporate Nigeria not to have financial dealings with the governor of a state? Do they have any right?
We don't have that right, because they have made a pronouncement by themselves that they are no more member of the House of Assembly by defecting from the party that elected them there. They were there on our own mandate we gave to them, and they tell us that the mandate we give to them, we don't need it anymore. So they don't have any right there again. We are the ones that elected them there, and they decided to tell us we are no more relevant, so they don't need our vote, they don't even know anything about what they do. So we don't need it anymore.
All right, talk to the citizenship around Tonokocha.
Yes, you know what the question, I love when I had the news. I love because sometimes he forgets that if you tell me that you are a thief, you have written people on record that everybody should know you like a thief. He has told us how to rig elections. And I don't know what is happening, because Nigeria will get to a time that even everybody, even the police, even the court, will face the same thing that we are crying for today. Because
the Electoral Commission, and give them handouts. I was chief of staff, I gave handouts. I gave. Elections could be written inside chief of staff's office. It was done so in my time. We did so. We'll write the results and hand over to the commission. They will just, their business is going to go and announce. And of course, after announcing the results, if you feel aggrieved, you will present before the tribunal. The tribunal is as set up by the state government. They also have their own handouts. Now the appeal to whatever decision the tribunal takes is they fund the RSEC, the SEC, I'm sorry, when I say RSEC, I'm talking about Rivers State. They form the State Independent Electoral Commission and give them handouts. I was chief of staff, I gave handouts. I gave. Elections could be written inside chief of staff's office. It was done so in my time. We did so. We'll write the results and hand over to the commission, they will just, their business is going to go and announce. And of course, after announcing the results, if you feel aggrieved, you will present before the tribunal. The tribunal is as set up by the state government. They also have their own handouts. Now the appeal to whatever decision the tribunal takes is at the state high court.
Stewardship with SNB. It's
You want to bury.
burning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB. A new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us. Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB. A new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Well, if you have just joined the program, it is Stewardship with SMB, live from the studios of Rstv here in Port Harcourt. Don't forget that this program is viewed all over the world via our social media handles such as YouTube and Facebook at Rstv Online. We are also on GoTV channel 142 and Start Times channel 113. Of course, our telephone lines are always there on the screen for you to connect to the studio live and join the conversation. Here on this segment, I am joined by no other person than the Honorable Commissioner for Information in the state, WARISENIBO Joe Johnson. Honorable Commissioner, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you and good afternoon to viewers.
All right. But let me start this way. The last time you were in the studio, Honorable Commissioner, you told Rivers people that government was doing everything to upgrade government-owned media facilities. What's the update, particularly Rstv?
Well, there's a proverb that says that the tortoise that stays too much in a hole, or that was supposed to stay 7 days in a hole, on the 6th day begins to say that the stench is becoming too much. Rstv will soon wear a new look. The governor at the last State Executive Council had directed certain actions, and I'm glad to say that we are putting everything together to ensure that Rstv bounces back to its originality.
Oh, that's good news. That's good news for Rivers State, and of course for those of us who are here doing our job. Well, thank you so much for that information. All right, what's the update on the letter written by Amewule and friends to corporate Nigeria to stop financial dealings with Mr. Governor? Has it been obeyed by corporate Nigeria?
Well, you recall that when that drama came out on Monday, on Tuesday, the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Right Honorable Victor Okojumbo, had a sitting, and the House came up with a resolution which we had also sent to all the bodies they copied to. We have had it published also on national newspapers, and I'm sure that the social media is abuzz with it. I like to say that there's what they call confidential financial regulation. That confidential financial regulation is to the extent that Solomon Braid cannot write to my bank to say that my account should be stopped. You can only do it if a signatory to my account. The legislature is an arm of government. They do not do financial dealings. They are not signatories to the accounts of the state. Therefore, it will be foolhardy for anybody who is in that arm to write to a corporate entity to say, do not honor. You can only do that if you are a signatory to that account. But in this case, Amewule and his group are still battling with the issues of their legitimacy. And therefore, it's like pouring water on the back of a dog. It cannot hold water, it does not have basis. There's no basis in law. It's a court. Recall, it's only a court of competent jurisdiction can so carry out such an action. So in this case, for a house, or a group of people who call themselves members of a house, to sit down, legislate, and say that they're going to shut down the state, it tells you a playback of what you had during the days of Solomon in the Bible, when two women had contention over the child. The owner of the child said, let her take. The other one said, no, split the child into two. So in our own case, this assembly that Right Honorable Okojombo is heading has come up with several bills. One on River State Emergency Management Agency. Recall that a month or two ago, we had a carnage on the LMA petrochemical axis, where we lost a number of over 100 cars and lives were lost. Not too long after that, we had the one at Obirikwere where a tanker that was carrying gas exploded, and quite a lot of calamity. So I'm sure this assembly that thinks for the Rivers people had gone to prepare a bill for a River State Emergency Management Agency. They have gone beyond that. Also, in the last sitting I was there, and they talked about open defecation, because you hear they're talking about cholera outbreak everywhere. These are measures that a house that ought to be thinking for the people should be advancing. You know what? Even talked about vocational schools. There's a bill that they also, I think it has gone to the second reading, for a vocational school to be able to take away those of our children who are not able to be lucky to gain admissions to go and read in the universities, at least to do some trade, so that they can also fit into the society. That assembly is an assembly that is authentic, and Mewule and his co-travelers are not members of the assembly. I said it on all authorities. They talk about Omoto Shortcut. They swore to an affidavit at Omoto Shortcut that they were members of APC. They swore. I was with them on the 18th of December when we went to see Mr. President. They came here as members of APC. To the extent that Chief Adoke Mesemaka asked, Mr. President, now that you're intervening, you have come up with 8-point agenda. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. What about these assembly members who have defected? Mr. President rhetorically said that if your child gives birth to a grandchild, will the grandfather chase the child away? That's to say that he too understands that they're members of APC. To turn around and capitulate and say they're no longer APC puts a lot of us in doubt. I can imagine how Rivers people feel. We saw them at Polo Club, where Chief Tony Okocha received them with members of the National Executive of APC, acknowledging that these were their new members. The people also showed us where Amewule climbed the rostrum to justify the reason why they moved. They are all captured in the various national papers and then the television houses. We saw them when they declared, when Amewule read one after the other letter of defection of all of them. We saw them, and when they came out, we saw them with APC flag. We saw them dancing on your mandate we shall stand. Is it that they have no leg to stand on that mandate anymore? That's the question I leave That's the process for them for another day.
So for now, the state government has not experienced any pushback.
There's no pushback. It cannot hold water because it is baseless. We're running a constitutional democracy. Everything hinged on the rule of law. I've said to you that even for me to access your account, there must have been an established matter for which the police will need to ask the bank to avail them that opportunity. I cannot write that your account should be stopped and then they will honor it. It doesn't really work that way.
Honorable Commissioner, you have talked well, but one thing is worrisome here. Martin Amewule and his friends attended the All Speakers Conference somewhere in Abuja.
You know, our legal jurisprudence allows you can be accused.
Yeah.
You can be innocent.
I
know where you're going to land.
And that Okojumbo, Speaker Okojumbo, also attended the South-South version currently taking place in Port Harcourt.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're asking, do we have two speakers in the state?
No. In the eyes of our law, there's only one speaker, and that speaker is Right Honorable Victor Okojumbo. Amewule is a pretender. Amehule's oath, you know, when you go to court and depose an affidavit, if you go and depose an affidavit, is the strongest commitment you can make, even if you didn't write an application. But I say, I am doing this, and there's usually an indemnity when you swear to an affidavit, when you depose an affidavit. Now Amewule and his co-travelers went to Justice Omotoshaw's court. That's what I've challenged them to expose that judgment. On that judgment, you see that they deposed to the fact that they are members of APC. And Section 109 clearly tells you that if you defect, you lose your seat. Their principal mouths it. Of course, so to say that they are members of APC, PDAPC, and that they are speaker and they are members of the house, they are fooling themselves. If they were gentlemen, I would ordinarily expect that they should have taken the pro bono advice of Femi Falana, who said that they are no longer members, and if they want to return, they should return to the polls.
So they do not have any right to stop the governor from having financial dealings
with
corporate.
They have no legal rights.
Okay, they have no legal right. Okay, we'll be talking to WARISENIBO Joe Johnson, the Honorable Commissioner for Information here in the state. I can still tell the lines buzzing. They can join us in the conversation. Just keep to the rules. Turn down the volume of the TV set or move away from your TV so there will be no call back in the conversation. We can see a call coming in. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
My name is Peter.
Your name is?
Can you hear me?
Your name is?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I didn't hear you well when you mentioned your name.
I'm calling from Port Harcourt. My name is CJ.
Okay, CJ calling from Port Harcourt. CJ, thank you for joining.
Very good. Thank you very much.
But talking to the phone, please. Talking to the phone.
Okay. What I'm trying to have a question to ask.
CJ, you're faint. You're faint. Are you using hands-free? Could you talk into the phone? You're faint.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you loud and clear now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you loud and clear. Go on.
Okay. Let me ask you two questions, two or three questions. This Amewule administration, you do the fifth salary.
Okay.
You do the fifth salary, who pay them? I'm calling. Sorry.
Okay.
You do the fifth salary, who pay them?
Okay.
Again, if back.
Say that again. Say that again.
I think America and it's distraction.
Okay.
And distracting the
Okay, that's the second question. What's the third one?
And again, another question again. Another question again I want to ask about what you said. What you said the question you said now before Abedi. I think the question we ask. That's one question there.
Okay, CJ, you have asked your question. Two questions are enough for the commissioner to respond to. Just watch and listen.
I have two questions. When I get back, I'll call you back.
Thank you so much, CJ. Thank you, Honorable Commissioner.
I think that when he asks all the questions, then I'll be able to answer.
He asked two questions.
Yes.
Whether what they are doing is not distracting the governor, and that is Willie and his friends being paid, and who pays them?
Well, you know that that marriage was divorced in December when the seats were declared vacant. And the governor said in his magnanimity that he decided to allow them. You recall a part of what Mr. President on the 8-point agenda said was that whatever was due the assembly should be released to them. Whatever was due in December, they were all released to them.
We're aware of it.
Yeah, so they were paid whatever was accruing or had accrued from the time the Wahala started, which was withheld, and possibly projecting it into the future.
As one is asking, are they still being paid by?
I will not be able to pinpointedly say now, but whatever was due them up to the time we came back from that thing, they were paid, and we made it open.
But for now, you don't know whether they are paid or not.
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
I'm
the
not
second question:
accountant general.
Is this not distracting the governor?
The governor is focused. The governor is very focused. It's nothing to do with the state of the ship. I mean, the ship of the state. The governor is focused. We're doing what we should do, and the results are there. We're doing quite a lot in the areas of infrastructure. If you talk about human capacity, we're doing quite a lot. If I have enough time, I'm sure I'm going to reel them out. Some of them we had on our scorecard, which we had a month ago when we had the 1-year anniversary. So we're doing quite a lot, even though in their opinion the intention is to derail this government, but God has been on the throne.
All right, I can see the telephone lines buzzing, but we'll just play a video clip for the Honorable Commissioner to listen to and maybe respond to it. Tony Okocha saying that he was a champion of election rigging when he was chief of staff to a certain government in Rivers State. Let's take a listen to him.
They formed the RISEC, the SEC, I'm sorry, when I say RISEC, I'm talking about Rivers State. They formed the State Independent Electoral Commission and give them handouts. I was chief of staff, I gave handouts. I gave. Elections could be written inside chief of staff's office. It was done so in my time. We did so. We'll write the results and hand over to the commission. They will just, their business is going to go and announce. And of course, after announcing the results, if you feel aggrieved, you will present before the tribunal. The tribunal is as set up by the state government. They also have their own handouts. Now the appeal to whatever decision the tribunal takes is at the state high court. They will also have their handout. So what will they do else?
Stewardship with SNB. Stewardship. Honorable Commissioner, that was Chief Tony Okocha, the factional chairman of APC here in Rivers State. What is the government doing about this confession by Chief Okocha? Is he above the law?
No, it's not the government. I would rather ask that you redirect that question to the Nigerian police, who should be the body that should beat people into line. Tony Okocha cannot come on the national television and openly confess that he committed a crime and they say walking tall.
We're wondering.
Nigerian police, Rivers State, if you ask me, I have my reservations, but I'm sure that those of us who are able to read in between the lines will believe that they have failed us. They have failed us because from the outset of this regime, from the day that the governor was on his way to the House of Assembly when he was pelted with canisters of tear gas and all the rest of them, Nigerian police has not been able to address that matter, so to speak. About a month ago, some group of persons were on a protest. They were trying to bomb the presidential hotel where you had senators like Dr. Joseph Carlo. That's the Nigerian police. Yeah. Nigerian police, before you and I now, have taken over the 23 local government areas of Rivers State.
We're coming to that.
And they're watching somebody telling us, in fact, is even insulting the sensibilities of the late Professor Professor Nimi Briggs, because when Tony Okocha was Chief of Staff, Professor Nimi Briggs was chairman of RISIA, and that is a man, or that was a man of impeccable character. He was the vice chancellor of the famous University of Port Harcourt, and I'm sure you know how tall CVs are. Professor Ayako was the chairman that succeeded Professor Nimi Briggs. Because the Briggs came at the twilight of, I think it was in the old Delhi, when he took over from Dr. Sam Jaja. You know, can somebody like Ayako, could he be alive and he would be able to come out and say a thing like this? Isn't that an insult?
So he's indicting all of them?
He's indicting all of them, but their graves are still there. I know that even the dead see. So I can imagine how somebody who calls himself an acting chairman of a political party say that they wrote results. They wrote results in his office, the office of Chief of Staff. See how he has reduced that office to. What a shame. I feel for this country. Because if we have the kind of people that parade themselves as leaders in this nature, then we need to have a rethink.
All right, Commissioner, one question a lot of people want to ask if they have opportunity is this one I want to ask you.
Okay.
What is the update on the governor's promise to probe his predecessor? Has he been pressured to change his mind?
If you know Governor Simela Ifubara, there's something you can go to bank with. If he tells you something, he will do it. He's not a man that's so perfidious. He's not a talker. He doesn't dance in the afternoon and then cries in the evening. He's one man that tells you, if I will do this, go home and believe that it will be done. He has said it and it will be done. He has said it and it will be done, and I'm sure that he's putting some finishing touches to it, and I believe God strongly that it will come.
All right, we have a caller here. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Oh, we lost this one. All right, Honorable Commissioner, let me turn to issues of minimum wage, because it has to do with the state government's paying this newly agreed minimum wage. But there was a rumor that the state government has accepted to pay more than what the federal government and the organized labor negotiated. 80,000 naira.
This governor does not rumor. We don't live in the realm of rumor. The governor, if I say was, well, I'm being grammatical. The governor was a civil servant. He rose through the ranks and got to the pinnacle of his profession. And I'm sure that civil servants in this state, if there's any other state out of the 36 states of the federation where you have a civil servant loving governor, this is one state. The facts are there, and I want to believe that they shouldn't lose sleep, because whatever it is, this governor will keep to his word. Whatever it is, I am aware that Labour just concluded, and I also listened to them this morning. They said they were going for a meeting at 11 o'clock, and that they will firm it up if they are agreeing or not agreeing. Whatever it is, whichever way it turns out to be, be rest assured that our governor will not disappoint us.
So it is not correct that the governor says it will pay 80,000?
I never heard from the governor. I've never heard it. I've never heard that. Okay. So whoever is peddling it, well, let us leave it in the realm of rumor.
All right, let's hear from a caller. Hello, good afternoon. All right, we lost it. Okay, Honorable Commissioner, we've been hearing about crisis, but we know that the governor has been doing well in different spheres of life, infrastructural development and all of that. Could you bring us up to speed with some of these things that you know that the governor has done to better the lives of Rivers people?
Well, let me start in the works where we appear to be known as the flyover state. We awarded a 225 billion Trans-Calabari road. Thank God the Calabari.
Yes.
And you know everything about your community.
Yes.
Tegema, Asaritoro, and Akokotoro. Yeah. What we are doing now is from the Rumolumeni end, which will take us through into Degema, local government. I don't know all the other communities, but it's going to take us through that one. Tukana, Tumbia, Buguma, and all that. Now it gives a mental picture of what the Port Harcourt Ring Road is. Port Harcourt Ring Road is a 194 billion projects to be completed in 3 months, in 36 months. The Trans-Calabari is a 224 billion. Between 224 and 194, you see where we are. What 224 or 225 billion rather is going to take us through 3 local governments. 194 is taking us through 6 local governments. The reason is because of our topography. We're building on bridges. We're building on bridges that will be decompiled. It will be piled, the kind of concept you see in the 3rd mainland bridge.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that we are doing. We are doing it from our IGR. Recall that we announced that we moved our IGR from 12 billion, which it was stagnated for who knows how long, and now we have moved it to the upward of 25 to 27 billion. We are able to do this project because of those savings. We are awarded that contract. We had also paid 30% of that to show commitment. We have gone to do the Ikiri, Elele, Omok Road. That's a 3 local government. Elele is in Ikwere. There's an Emowa axis of it that links the Ikwere, then links the Obebe Mandoni. That project is 80 billion. We have awarded, paid 50% of the money. Work is ongoing. There are quite a lot of things we have done on internal roads. The Okania Uboguru Road, quite a lot is going on the what do you call it, the Port Harcourt Ring Road. We are working simultaneously on all the flanges. So work is not stopping at any point. The only thing that may be slowing them down here, from my little investigation, is that the rains are not allowing them to do quite as much as they would have loved to do. But the rest assured that those projects are time tenured. If we give you a contract, we pay you whatever it's take off, we agree that it will be completed at a particular period. That's what we have done on that one. On the health sector, we had no secondary sector. That's the intermediate, that's the general hospitals. We had none, they were all out of use. The structures were just there. The little things that
across the 23 local governments.
Across the 23 local, across the 3 senatorial zones. Obori had been just started like a building. Okay, here and the rest of them, Degema, the rest of them are just all down. What has happened is that the governor had been able to put enough in our first year in the primary health, which is like the nursing, the maternities, where our wives go to deliver, just to take care of that, because it will help to reduce pressure from the tertiary, which is the teaching hospitals. Now, we have gotten that right, even though some communities will still have some facelift done and then. But what we have also done is to recruit clinicians, medical doctors, to post them to be able to man those facilities. Then we are now working on the secondary or the intermediate, which is where you can do referrals from the primary to the intermediate. Then before you begin to talk about tertiary, the teaching hospitals. So we have put a board to manage them. We have asked that recruitments be made. All those ones are work in progress, and all that too are yielding results. Boris at a very advanced stage. We are building a new hospital side by side the neuropsychiatric hospital at Rumigbo. We are building a vast way. The contract is I think in the region of 13 to 15 billion. The brand new hospital outside the psychiatric hospital. For the psychiatric hospital, we are scaling it. We're increasing the bed size and increasing activities so that it will be able to take off quite a lot of our young people who are into some of these narcotics. So that's what we're doing at that level. And the governor's intention is to ensure that across the 3 senatorial zones, at least there will be a hospital. If you go to River Southwest, you should find one in Ahoda. If you go to River Southeast, you should see one in Eche. If you come to River Southeast, you see one at Bori. All these ones will just be like a buffer to reduce pressure. If you go to what we call the BMH, River State University Teaching Hospital, you will cry because of the surge. Patients are there, and the influx of patients. And the overwhelming. And again, what is also going for us is that the governor had also injected quite a lot of funds in trying to bring in equipments that can do quite a lot of things that you find in loot. In fact, I was there was an equipment I saw there. They said to keep something went wrong, and to fix it like $100 million US. And even as it is down, the temperature, the ambience, the temperature in that place must be at a particular rating to be able to forestall the presence of that equipment. So it was spent so much money in the area of health. In agric, that's where we're trying to fix it. What we've done in the agric is trying to bring foreigners. We have Israelis, Austrians, and quite a number of other investors who are coming to do business at the Songhai farm. We have upscaled activities at our cassava processing. We have increased the capacity to be able to take yields from quite a lot of places. We're also battling with trying to create good relationship between herders, because our parents, our rural dwellers are crying that when they do the little planting, the herders will come with this thing and come and graze on them. So we have tried to establish relationship to stop them from doing all that. Now, for our cassava processing plant, we are getting yields even from Abia. You know, it's at Oyibo. We want to bring in the company that was at the helm of it. Is a Dutch company. We have put the board together. It's a consortium of Dutch and another country that are there trying to see how that plays, and it's picking up gradually, you know. So we are also hoping that we will benefit from the blue economy, because we have Bonny, we have mighty oceans around us. So we can upscale our forestry, our agro sector. If we upscale it, we'll be able to reap quite a lot from it, particularly that this present government of His Excellency Bola Tinubu is interested in the blue economy. So, and we are endowed. If of course you must count River State first.
So we're talking about it.
So we're keen to it. So we have quite a lot of things going for us. The governor has said that in this second year of his regime, his interest will be on education. Because if you educate the people, you have gained mileage. If you give them food through agriculture, you have also, you know, assured them that after school at least there's a place to put your head. Food security, you know. So all these are part of the things that this government is doing. I don't want to be labored by talking about what we're done in the housing. Housing is such that it's uncommon in Africa for a country, for a state like ours to embark on 20,000 running simultaneously, even though there are a lot of saboteurs, internal enemies who are trying to ensure that what it was before we came is no longer what it is. And the governor is doing his level best to ensure that everywhere there is peace. We do not want to use the stick approach. Otherwise, here are lands that have been acquired by government even in the days of Governor Rotimi Amechi. Only suddenly when we started, a lot of interest, a lot of people started sabotaging. Some will go in the night and knock down structures that foundations have been laid, to tell you how wicked we can be. Just by knocking down, not because it's on your land, just to, you know.
Any arrest made?
We are battling with them. Nigerian police is not also, in fact, even when there is a case that I was told 2 days ago, we kept police to see what was going on. There was another police that came from the high authority to arrest police that was already on ground to take them away. So these are the challenges that we're going through as a state. So people are doing it because they think that well, River State must be in the hands of one man's pocket. But thank God that we're weathering the storm.
Okay, we'll just take a short break, and when we return, we'll talk more about Rivers politics. Stay with us.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying that public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that quiet, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I'm accepted to follow. will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship at 12:30 p.m. on weekdays. Stewardship with SNB, a new trajectory to broadcast journalism. Join us.
Stewardship with SNB. Oh my God. All right, if you have just joined us, the program is Stewardship with SNB from the studios of Rstv in Port Harcourt. My guest hasn't changed, the Honorable Commissioner for Information in the state, WARISENIBO Joe Johnson. I can see telephone lines buzzing. We'll take your calls on board that. But let me turn to you, Honorable Commissioner. I'll take you back to the issues of litigations in the state, because whatever you say is a policy statement. Now, the appeal court was quick to rule on the matter of jurisdiction, but slow on the matter of challenging the legitimacy of the Amewule faction. Do you smell a rat, Honorable Commissioner?
No. The Court of Appeal did not touch the meat of that matter. What they only said was that court had no jurisdiction. And once you take somebody to a court that has no jurisdiction, does not make the person assuming I steal and you take me to a wrong altar, and they say, no, this place you brought me is not where you should have brought me. Assuming they took me to church, and the church says, no, but this is a church, we cannot deal with this. And please take him to Nigerian police. He didn't free me. I don't know if you get the logic here. So the Court of Appeal merely said that, yes, you came to court, but you should have gone to Federal High Court. That's the court that has jurisdiction to deal with this matter. He didn't free anybody now. So when they went into frenzy, started jubilating, I was asking myself, from my elementary law, I know that the meat of the matter, which is the rest, R-E-S, which you talk about in law, didn't discuss the matter. So all that would happen is either go on appeal, which the House of Assembly had gone, or go to where the appeal court had asked you to go to. So the choice is left to the litigants.
Jumbo went to the Supreme Court.
Yes, you can challenge it now. It's not the last court. Perhaps Supreme Court may have another opinion. Perhaps. So it has not ended at the appellate court. It will end at the Supreme Court. It's good to test out all our laws.
So you said here that the governor is focused and is not being distracted with all these myriads of problems and all of that. Isn't all these enough to distract the governor? You have just enumerated a lot of infrastructure and projects the governor has done. Don't you think he would have even done better if there were no distractions?
Well, I think that as a human being, I cannot rule it out totally. But if I see his performance index, I see that he's quite on course. He's working according to his 37-page blueprint. Everything he has set out to do, he's doing them systematically. So I don't know where I can even place it to say, look, this one would have been the reason. There's no day that he has scheduled to do anything that he didn't do it for any reason.
Okay, we can see calls coming in. Let's hear from this caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I go back again. Sorry. Let me ask you some question.
Is it Paul or JC or something?
CJ.
Oh, CJ.
Yeah, because the same part of yes.
All right.
SAP, I'm sorry.
Go on.
Let me ask a question.
Okay.
Do you people have plans for this herdsmen to take this down?
Herdsmen?
It's not that there's no food. Those people dare to go to party, not to kill them. Two, do you people have plans for this out here and there?
Okay.
Disturbing people on the road. One chance here and there. There's a junction, or you knew, one G.
But these are separate issues.
Looking for people, as well as here and there. You people have better structure, very important. Not only hospital. People that are alive.
But the government must provide these facilities for you.
Lastly, Nigeria has law. If yes, it's not for the government
to be in jail.
Nigeria has law. The Stewardship is supposed to be in jail by now. You have to do that for the Stewardship, yes. If Nigeria has law, the Stewardship is going to take you because people will already put them on the road. They don't misunderstand it. So if you just arrest them and you can't hold them, just misunderstand them.
All right. Commissioner, I don't take the issue you're bringing. Thank you so much, CJ or something. Honorable Commissioner.
My appeal is to all of us and Rivers people not to take anything Kocha says with any atom of seriousness. Recall that he was the one who said that he was wooing members of the Amehule group, whereas he was the one who received them. He was put on the national television when they asked him, are those people members of APC or PDP? He couldn't answer. He was the one who said he was going to invoke or request his members in the assembly to invoke impeachment proceedings on the governor. Tony Okocha is the one who told us that there was cholera outbreak at Soku. And the people said there's nothing like that. There's nothing that he has said. He went to Justice, the chairman of Rstv,
okay,
to praise him and asked him, that was in January, to conduct election. Today, Eleberi has set out the timetable to do election. Tony Okocha said he doesn't want Eleberi again. He wants INEC to come and do the election. In December, last December, before he went to Eleberi, he had already called for INEC to come and conduct local government elections. So there's nothing that Tony is a rabble rouser. Tony cannot stick to something, cannot say it and maintain it and push it to the end. So I don't want us to bother with whatever he says.
Yes, but the law is not a respecter of anybody.
I agree.
What the people are asking is to above the law.
Well, the Commissioner of Police
be invoked.
The Commissioner of Police should do the needful. Tony Okocha cannot come on national televisions and say that they wrote an election result in his office. Not that somebody is saying he is saying it, and that they wrote and gave, and we're all watching and clapping.
All right. He also raised security concerns, headers and families.
Well, the Nigerian, I must say sincerely that the governor is doing his level best to ensure that we contain this. I mentioned it as I was airborne that to contain all these atrocities that are going on. We are aware the governor is also, well, in his usual mannerism, trying to approach it, with some level of diplomacy. We invited the Muslim community not too long ago after their last Salah, and we had a meeting. Security matters are not what I can come and begin to talk about here, but I want to assure that one chance and all those ones fallouts of some of the things that miscreants do. So these ones are things that we'll try to see how we can contain at our own levels.
All right, let's have another caller here. Good afternoon.
Yes, afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Peter from Mexico.
Okay, Peter, thank you for joining us on the program.
Okay. My address as a teacher. I thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I don't have much to say. God is going to change our government.
Amen.
And what I mean in Africa, I did for you people is to lead the government of this case in the right direction.
Amen.
I want the government to do things that will not get the enemies. Things that in a lifetime they will never ever get us to do them wrong so that our state can move forward. This is what I think should do. With all this claim, all this traditional, and others who are working in synergy with you to the local government, all these local government groups, the political chairman, they want to come. I want this state, I want this state to move forward. This is a great state. The secretary plans on killing the state.
Yes.
In God's will, this state will never go back.
Amen.
This state is going to live forever. We will see how this state will go forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank Peter there. Thank you so much. All right, Honorable Commissioner, let's talk about the Supreme Court ruling days ago on the autonomy, financial autonomy, granting financial autonomy to local government authorities. What impact will it have on our polity?
I've avoided discussing that Supreme Court judgment because if you ask me, I saw politics in the judgment. I saw politics in that judgment because there are supposed to be 2 tiers of government. 2 tiers. The 3rd tier is an appendage of the state, which is the local government, to the extent that the law allows a joint account. There's no joint account between the state and the federal. But for there to be a joint account between the state and the local government, it means that there is a symbiotic relationship. So when that judgment came and said, pay monies directly into local government account, there is no local government account that is known to the federal government. Monies of the local governments are funneled through the states. So they have come up
for an amendment of the law.
I would expect that there should have been moratorium. You should have said, okay, local governments or states that do not have democratically elected local governments will have a grace of 3 months. After that, this shall happen. And then endeavor also to open an account where monies can be paid. If you do this abrupt thing that is exciting some people, it means that local government staff will not be paid. Don't forget that teachers' salaries and some public health people are tied to the local government. So quite a lot will need to be done. On our own constitution, there are areas that we either expunge or should be tested out, because the existence of the local government is tied to a section of our constitution. So when you make an omnibus judgment, the consequences are the thing that we need to begin to pick. So I don't know how to truly place myself if I need to align or not align, because either way is a cul-de-sac.
All right. Okay, so that's the position of government. Here, I just said it. But let me turn to you again.
That's not the position of government.
That's the way you.
That's the way I see it.
Okay.
The government has not made any statement as to what they want to do. They have not condemned. They have not made any statement, as a matter of fact. But I said to you,
but the PDP Governors Forum welcomed it.
The PDP Governors Forum welcomed it. I have not heard my own governor. I have not heard his opinion on it. So I will not be able to say, but I'm saying that I have tried not to discuss it because I'm finding a lot of politics inside it. And that politics, until we separate politics from the law, we may not be able to achieve the main purpose for whatever Supreme Court had done.
Honorable Commissioner, we carefully listened to the communique read by the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum. The last meeting that was held in Enugu. Our governor, Governor Fubara, was also there.
Yes.
They declared support for the governor
Yes.
in the face of all of these tribulations and all of that.
Yes.
They didn't condemn the troublemakers.
Well, they were clever by half. You see, the PDP I sympathize with. Recall that 2 days ago, the national body of PDP went to court on a matter that was before High Court, and said that the 27 lawmakers were gone. They're no longer members of PDP. But you saw an appearance from Rivers State legal advisor from Rivers State PDP coming to say that the people had not gone. You can see 2 conflicting opinions. If you were to be governor of this state, where would your love be? The man who should be protecting you from the inside is the one that is stabbing you from the back. Do you understand? PDP in this state has been quiet. That watched all the abuses. That watched where a council chairman from Ikwere local government, former, will open his mouth and say a governor of PDP, a sitting governor is a mumu. And PDP watched it. And PDP Rivers never did anything. So you can see that there is a conspiracy theory that is pervading the whole atmosphere. When the governor spoke recently and said that PDP had failed us, and it's true, PDP has failed us. The governor went to a meeting of NEC, and NEC decided that the ESCO of each state be left the way it is, though on caretaker basis. Against all odds, they tinkered with that and brought members of APC to be part of PDP ESCO. And if the governor says A, they will say B. The constitution of PDP, which they ought to respect, which says that the governor of the state shall be the leader, that is the aspect they are not able to circumvent. But in this case, the governor of the state, who ought to be the leader, is sidelined, and PDP legal advisor will rise from wherever to go to court to disagree with the national leader of national legal advisor Ajibade of PDP to say that he is the leader. The one from Rivers says he is the leader. I don't know between the leg and the hand which one ties each other.
Interesting. I can see the telephone line buzzing. We'll take your calls because you're as important as we are here in the studio. One more question for you, Honorable Commissioner. Weeks after the appeal court delivered judgment on the issue of tenure elongation of local government councils, the Egbetokun, the IG, the Inspector General of Police, told Nigerians or Rivers people that as soon as the law speaks on it, the policemen will vacate the various council secretariats. Weeks after, or months after, the appeal court delivered judgment on it, the police are still barricading the council secretariat.
That tells you where we are. It tells you the enemies at the war front.
Has the government made any formal complaint to the
the IGP said he was waiting for the court. The court had long passed judgment. So what else are you waiting for? What else does the government need to do?
Do you need to officially write to the IGP?
The IGP is aware that there was a judgment, and the CTC copy of the judgment is what their legal department should ask for to be able to effectuate whatever ought to be done. But they are not doing that. They are still occupying the place on whose instruction they are doing that. Deny quite a lot of people. There are local governments where women go to take immunization. The health centers are inside the local government. You won't let them. Port Harcourt City Council here is where people go to do marriage registry. There was somebody who was to have wedded the next day. Recall that they locked that place on the Wednesday. The young man may have put all his hope, everything he said that even arranged and paid for the hall at the council as my reception ground. I was to take my family members and my, whatever family members and in-laws to go and do the marriage at the registry. We were locked out. Every arrangement failed. That's the same thing that is applied to applicable to all the 23 local government areas. So you imagine that people who ought to know the law, police should teach us the law. They know it. So, and what they are looking there for, nobody can hear truly what the position is. Which court are they waiting for? Perhaps the Supreme Court that Okujumbo went to. Maybe that's the court they are waiting for. But that has nothing to do with tenure elongation.
Honorable Commissioner, let's take it this way, that the police is feigning ignorance, that the law has spoken.
No, the police is deliberately doing what they are doing.
Let's assume that they're feigning ignorance.
No, they are doing it deliberately because
the government right to the IGP to say that, look, the law has spoken.
We didn't write to the IGP. We didn't write to the IGP to say come and lock the place. So why do you have to write them to come and dismember or disembark? They are men who have taken over. They are there acting on the instruction of somebody, and we know where the person is coming from.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, what is your message, a government message to the people?
Well, the Rivers State Governor enjoys organic love from Rivers people. We have come thus far because of the love expressed by Rivers people. Rivers people are seeing grave injustice being meted on this government. But what is keeping us is your love. We do not have police, we do not have anything, but we have you people and God Almighty. We have a shared contract with you people, and the governor is trying to ensure that the lives of every Rivers man is impacted. I want to believe strongly that that love, you will not relent. Let's stand for the truth. They say, if you can't stand for something, then you die for nothing. Those of you who are standing on the truth, keep standing. Let your prayers not wax cold. It is the prayers and the Almighty God that we serve that is keeping us. You see how they will carry dynamite to go and throw. The thing will burn their hands. They will plan this one. They will stay. Satan gave them an advice to go and defect, that it was going to be the best. That is one mistake that will not let them see the light of the day. As long as they have defected, they have lost their positions, they will continue to struggle with it. Everything that they are going to do will be in futility. So you people, don't lose hope. Governor Sinala Fubara is there. He's the governor of the people. In fact, I describe him as the Moses of our time. He will lead us to the promised land. Do not be worried. Martin Samuel and the rest of them, I will advise them to take that free bono, that pro bono advice of Femi Falana. If you think you're popular, go back to your constituencies and contest election, and you can return back to the House of Assembly. Nobody is restricting you. But for now, your days are over.
WARISENIBO Joe Johnson, the Honorable Commissioner for Information in Rivers State. Thank you so much for your time, Honorable Commissioner.
Thank you. Thank you to Rivers people.
You have heard a message. You know what the message, you know what to do with the message. And so, that's our program for this week. We'll join you again Monday, when this program will come to you in your living rooms. My name is Solomon Nelson Braid. Bye-bye for now.
Stewardship with SNB. It's probing.
You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about?
Beckoning on you occupying the public office to give account of your stewardship.
To be that point, he's the executive governor of this state and he's the leader and head of our party.
Politics on the menu.
I don't know what will happen. The governor leads, whatever directive he brings, I will follow.
What about the surprises?
Action that I've accepted to follow will be taken for my witness. I will surprise them.
Watch Stewardship